Hey guys, it's Patrick here. Welcome to my video about average sale prices here in the Niagara region. First, a quick disclaimer. There is no one market, right? The market that I'm experiencing is different than the one you're experiencing. Just like restaurants, there's no greatest restaurant. There's the one that I really like. There's the one that you really like. There's the one that they really like. So you have buyers, you have sellers, you have investors, you have estate sales, you have new marriages, you have job transfers. You have a home over here, a home over there. You have all different variables that feed into the pot that makes real estate stew, right? So when we do something here, this video isn't necessarily for everybody, but it's about this perspective on the market. And this perspective in particular is about average sale prices. So one thing we quite often hear from people is right now is they're comparing their home to what it would have been worth had they sold in January, February, March, and somehow feel that their home is devalued or worth less in comparison to that, when in fact, A, there was no intention to sell back in January, February, March, and B, they've been in their home for 4 years or 7 years or 12 years. So average sale prices can be pulled in a million different directions. What is the house? Where is it? What's it being compared to? What are the averages? What are the trends? Are you looking at this month to this month or this year to that year? So you can pull average sale price data in any direction you want to tell virtually whatever story you want to. So yes, early 2022, the average sale prices in Niagara were outrageous. They were monstrous. They were bombastic. And they were also confusing. And yes, average sale prices have pulled back since January, February, March. But again, it's all about context. So the first way, annual average sale price from year to year. So from 2013 to 14, 14 to 15, and on and on. So were they up? Were they down? Were they flat? What exactly was going on? So let's look at it real quick. So stay with me here. 2013 was up 3.1% over the previous year, 2012. 2014 was up 5.2%. 2015 was up 8.2%, so you can see there's sort of a steam gathering. 2016 was up 17.3%. That was a huge year. 2017 up even more at 22.1%. Then the government brought in some rule changes around financing. The market pulled back. 2018 was only up 3.1%. However, still up 3.1%. 2019, steam started to come back, was up 9.5%. 2020, COVID arrived, the market's going to tank. Wrong, it was up 21.1%. And in 2021, the behemoth, the gold medal winning Hulk Hogan of all years, was up 27.7%, if you can believe it. So then 2022 came along, absolutely knocked it out of the park. Year to date, 2022 is still up 12.5% over last year. More on that 2022 business being up 12.5% over 2021. More on that in a second. But if you averaged out the last decade, the annual average increase works out to 13% every year. 13% this year, next year 13, 13, 13. You get the point. So to put that in context, if you bought a home for $200,000 in 2013, it would be worth $600,000 today. So if you're looking for a case study, look no further. Bam, right there. That map shows you Scott Street to Lakeshore Road, the canal over to Ontario Street, detached homes in St. Catharines. For June and July 2013, the average sale price was $255,000. Fast forward to 2022, June and July, the average sale price was $707,000. So that is almost exactly a 12% annualized increase for that detached home back in 2013 versus now here in 2022. So that's one way to look at average sale prices, and it is far from perfect. And the reason is this: when you're looking at the average for one entire year versus one other entire year, it's just looking at it as one huge Lego block instead of all the little bits and pieces in between, which is the trends. Are things on the upswing, the downswings, flat, whatever the case may be, right? Case in point, 2022 year to date, the average sale price is sitting around $797,000 for Niagara, which is up 12.5% over last year. But for 4 consecutive months, August, September, October, November, for the Niagara region, the average sale price has actually been sitting around $700,000 plus or minus $5,000. So that is how powerful earlier 2022 was, that the average sale price year to date is still sitting at $795,000. But the 4-month trend, the last 4 months, has actually been sitting $95,000 less than that at around $705,000, somewhere in that range. So that's one way to look at average sale prices. The other way is trend lines. What's going on month to month or week to week? Where are things going? Where's the wave? Is it up? Is it down? Is it flat? All that good stuff, right? So this map I'm going to show you, or graph, it shows you average sale price monthly going back to January 2018. So the last 5 years. I'm going to squeeze it in here. And you don't have to look at it exactly, but it shows you where that upswing was And then you can see very clearly there's 5 months that stand out like a sore thumb. Sorry, I'm going to squeeze over here so you can see. You can see those 5 months highlighted in pink. That shows you January, February, March, April, and May of 2022. And average sale prices leapt from December 750 to December up into 850, and it got up into the high 800s during that time. So if you're one of the people that are comparing the value of your home to what would have happened had you sold it during the Wild West market, this next part's for you. What if the Wild West market didn't exist? What if we got to the end of last year where the average sale price was sitting in the 750s? What if it just stayed flat at 750 for January, February, March, April, and then it did what it did going through the summer this year? What would that look like? Like this. See, it's not as ridiculous. The unicorn riding the unicorn is out of the equation. So if we took the Wild West market out of the equation, remember earlier I said that the annualized average increase was 13%. If we took those 5 months of craziness off the table, the annualized average increase would still be 12% over the last 10 years. So if you bought your home in 2012, the percentage gain since then is at 193%. The average sale price back then was $241,000. If you bought in 2013, it's up 184%. If you bought 2014, it's up 170%. 2015, 149%. 2016, 112%. 2017, it's up 74%. 2018 is up 68%. 2019, it's up 54% since 2019 to 2022. 2020, it's up 27%. And yes, 2021 to 2022, we're flat. The values right now are back almost to where the annual average was back in 2021. But remember about 4 minutes ago what I said? The 2021 market was the gold medal Hulk Hogan market that was up 27.7%. So if 2 years in their total went up 27.7%, that's unheard of. That's unprecedented. That is enormous. So even if this year ends up being flat with last year, statistically, it is a complete outlier. Time for another disclaimer. Average sale prices are average sale prices. They're big picture, zooming right out to 30,000 feet. You know, a detached in Virgil, a backsplit in St. Catharines, a cottage in Crystal Beach, and rural in Vineland all get put into that soup. So you have to pull out the data. You got to get the better, the deeper dive insight from somebody like us or a realtor who knows how to parse the data out. But it's useful to give you a big picture look. There's my disclaimer. All right, guys, that is a wrap. If I've left you with one thing, it is this. When you're looking at average sale price info or market data in general in the Niagara region, just make sure you know what A is, what B is, and how they're being compared to each other. Otherwise, it can be a very sort of bumpy road as far as making sense of what's going on out there. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel, we encourage you to do that. It's really quite the incredible place to be. Okay, thanks, guys. See you. Bye.